It was an entirely ordinary day on the human space station Omega-12, a place known for its advanced medical research. The walls of the massive complex were covered with ultramodern equipment and technological marvels. However, among all these impressive inventions and intergalactic collaborations, one particular case forever changed the life of Dr. Marcus Weber. Dr. Weber, an experienced physician, had spent many years specializing in medical procedures that most species in the galaxy considered impossible. His abilities had earned him a reputation as one of the Federation's best doctors. But when news arrived at the station about a wounded alien princess from the kingdom of Tricien, he had no idea he would be drawn into an adventure that would test not only his medical skills but also his heart. Princess Talia of Tricien was a high-ranking representative of her people, and the medical diagnosis she had received from other galactic doctors was devastating. Her uterus had been so severely damaged by an unknown disease that she could no longer bear children. For her society, this was a tragedy, as the Trixians heavily relied on offspring to preserve their heritage and culture. There was no hope left, at least by the standards of their own doctors. However, Dr. Weber was known for constantly pushing the boundaries of what was possible in medicine. After studying the case, he realized that while Trician technology regarding their own anatomy was incredibly advanced, they had never fully understood the deep biochemical secrets of the human body that could heal many diseases. Dr. Weber had learned one thing on Omega-12. Human medicine could fix almost anything if the right approach was found. At that time, Talia was wary. She was proud of her people and culture, and had never thought a human could achieve what the best doctors of her race had failed to do. But the circumstances were dramatic, and when Dr. Weber offered her a deal she couldn't refuse, she agreed, albeit with skepticism. "I can help you, Princess Talia," Dr. Weber said. "With the right treatment, you can regain your ability to be a mother. But you need to trust me." "I don't know if I can trust a human," Talia replied skeptically. "You seem so unpredictable. Humans lose patience if something doesn't work right away." Dr. Weber smiled a calm, reassuring smile. "Human medicine has made many mistakes, but we know how to fix them. You'll see. I'll do everything in my power." The treatment began immediately. Dr. Weber worked day and night to heal Talia's injuries. It was an incredibly complex task that required not only technology, but also precise biochemical interventions. But after many hours and weeks of work, Dr. Weber finally made a revolutionary discovery. Using a combination of human and Trician technology, he managed to regenerate the damaged uterus and fully restore its functionality. When Talia woke up, she felt different, stronger, more alive, and full of hope. She sensed the changes in her body and immediately knew something miraculous had happened. "Does it really work?" she asked with disbelief. Dr. Weber nodded. "Yes, it works. Your body is now capable of nurturing new life again. You can start a family if you wish." Talia was overwhelmed with gratitude and amazement. She knew she would never have believed a human could achieve such a thing, but Dr. Weber had accomplished the impossible. However, it wasn't just about the medical healing. It was also about how he cared for her, helped her overcome her fears, and earned her trust. "You've given me back not only the ability to bear children, but also something much more valuable. Hope," Talia said softly. "Now I know that not everything in life is predetermined, and that trust is a priceless gift." But for Dr. Weber, the story didn't end there. The galaxy remained a place full of mysteries and challenges, and although the treatment had been successful, there were still many political and cultural obstacles ahead. Talia wasn't just a princess. She was a symbol of her people's strength, and her healing became a turning point not only for her, but for the entire galaxy. However, Dr. Weber didn't yet know that his help had more than just medical significance for the Trixians. For a long time, they had adhered to their traditions, but this marked the beginning of a rethinking of human medicine. And as Talia grew closer to Dr. Weber, something new began, an unusual partnership between humans and Trixians. "What do you think, Dr. Weber?" Talia asked one day as they walked through the station's gardens. Are you ready to be not just a doctor, but perhaps a companion in a completely different sense? Dr. Weber looked at her for a few seconds and then couldn't help but laugh. I thought you'd never ask, he replied with a crooked smile. But yes, I think I'm ready for the next adventure. Talia and Dr. Weber looked at each other as they strolled through the vast gardens of Omega 12. The station was a colossal place of rest and interaction among the various species of the galaxy. Here, amidst science and knowledge, it was hard to imagine that a true connection could form between a human and a Trixian, two beings so different in nature. But this connection was surprising and unexpected for both of them. So, what do you mean by companion? Dr. Weber asked skeptically. I thought you wanted me to be your personal physician. Well, Talia replied with a broad smile, you not only saved my life, but also changed my worldview. Why not think about our shared future? How about a partnership? Dr. Weber chuckled quietly. Sounds like more responsibility than I've ever been ready to take on. But you're right. Who would have thought that a human and a Trixian could form an alliance? Talia nodded affirmatively. Trixians are proud, but you've shown us that sometimes we can learn something from humans. You're not only experts in medicine, but, as it turns out, quite charming too. Dr. Weber smiled. You're the first Trixian to tell me that. So, what are you proposing? Dinner, Talia laughed, her eyes shining in the soft light of the station. Why not? Trixians have many exotic dishes you simply must try. But don't worry, you don't have to love them. I respect your culture if you respect mine. Deal, said Dr. Weber, extending his hand, which she quickly shook. They continued their walk when suddenly a group of Trixians approached them. Talia, one of them said with a serious expression, Dr. Weber, we need to discuss your connection. Dr. Weber rolled his eyes and then smirked. I suppose I'll soon appear in history textbooks, won't I? The man who stole the princess. Don't worry, Dr. Weber, Talia said with a laugh. We were just discussing snacks, but all right. What exactly is wrong with this weapon? It's a mix of biological weaponry and energy technology, the chairman explained. We believe it can only be neutralized through a specific therapeutic procedure where you, Dr. Weber, could play a key role. Talia looked at him with a challenge. Do you have your medical gloves with you? I always carry them, Dr. Weber replied, almost like a true superhero. But what exactly am I supposed to do? Well, the chairman explained, we believe your expertise in human medicine and genetics, combined with Trixian technology and a little-known planetary remedy, might be the only solution to the problem. Moreover, there are rumors that you're the only human capable of handling the galactic neutralizer. Your sense of humor might be exactly what we need to resolve the situation. All right, Dr. Weber said with a determined smile. It's clear. I'm off on another galactic adventure, saving the world and bringing peace. And in case anyone wants to stop bringing me these delicious snacks, I'll declare them a medical necessity. Talia smiled and shook her head. You're incredible, Dr. Weber. As the Trixians and diplomats gathered to prepare resources and plan the mission, Dr. Weber felt, for the first time in a long while, that he was truly part of something bigger. An unstoppable team of unlikely heroes facing a threat so far beyond the known that they weren't even sure how to handle it. But it was at that moment that Dr. Weber realized if there was one thing he could always rely on, it wasn't just his medical skills or his sense of humor. It was the incredible, unshakable belief in good and the unstoppable force of the human spirit. Let's do this, Dr. Weber said with a confident smile. I'll save this galaxy, but first I'll grab some more of those snacks.